Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. It's Week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Indianapolis Colts taking on the Tennessee Titans.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. Meanwhile, for the visiting Titans, they come in the midst of a pretty bad stretch here, losers of 5 straight.
So many different reasons teams hit the losing skids, but the best way out of it, something has to happen positive early in the game.
Two teams here playing for pride as the final week of the NFL season is underway. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'5 quarterback out of North Dakota State. It's Carson Wentz.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
They begin the drive with Hines, and right away they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Wentz. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Rashad Evans, the linebacker, recording the sack there.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. Throw going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. He'll field this at the 5. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And it'll be Titan football.
16-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Now the first carry for Derrick Henry. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game. So what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run. Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Yeah, last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
At the 39-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing now is Wentz. Open man is Trey Burton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
48-yard line.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
And he now has 8 touchdowns on the season, and I just know this. He's going to be so eager to run routes in this one and try and get to the end zone at least 2 more times. 10 is a key number. It really signifies that you've had a big year.
0 hesitation that time. That was get ball, throw ball.
Yeah, turn into a smoke route. If you see the coverage off the receiver, doesn't matter whether you call it a run or not. Just take the ball, get it out to him.
First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on 3rd. Campbell making the catch. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Ball carrier.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage. And that one off the mark, a little late with a throw.
Field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0.
Colts 3, Titans nothing.
So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down the defense.
At their own 26-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And it's all come down to this, hasn't it? Final week of the regular season as this year's playoffs play. The regular season is gone. Could be in for a wild and fun month of January.
And we can break the rules because we can look ahead. All right, there's not a coach out there that's ever said to their team, all right, let's look three weeks down the road. It's always right here, right now. Forget that. Think about what the playoffs are going to look like. The teams that we see that are already in, the teams that are trying to get in, we could have some great matchups.
Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28.
28-yard line.
The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 8 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, he's the number 2 runner in the league, and you just know the offensive line wants to get him to number 1 because most of the good ball carriers, they take care of their linemen. Could be a gold watch in their future if he becomes the leading rusher.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Forrest Buckner. It's a loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The pass. Incomplete from the contact. 3 and out. 4th down.
On now is the Titans punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. After 1 on EA Sports.
Colts 3, Titans nothing.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And this Tennessee defense for the 2nd straight play gets him behind the line. They're not messing around. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Now Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the 1st down, even throwing the football.
And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Titans will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Now this one complete on the slant route. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st down, Tennessee.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. They brought the house that time on a young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Daquan Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And they'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
Recovered by Tennessee.
Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. And right side, Henry's got it.
The pass.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Colts 3. Titans, nothing.
Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
He was brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 4.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time, and that'll make it 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. Throw left side here, complete to Campbell. He will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Wentz now on 1st down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Philip Dorsett, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Again, it's Wentz. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. And that will be incomplete.
Intended for Philip Dorsett.
So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Open man is Cameron Batson. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he whips that one incomplete there.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, he's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They'll get this complete to Batson. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 38-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw again. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 23. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and it'll bring up a second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch. Take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Oh, he left this one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Nothing.
So it's a second missed field goal here in this first half. He'll have to think about that going forward. Maybe time for a little soul-searching as well.
Yeah, the head coach might be looking towards the heavens because you wonder if this will affect the fourth down decision-making going forward. If you get fourth down.
The ball is free. Taylor lost it. But I believe the Colts were able to fall on this when they were. And so possession will remain with Indy. The fumble on first down now. Here's second down. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you as always. Welcome into our final regular season edition of our Halftime Report. Playoff lives hanging in the balance as we take you around the NFL one final time. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, not much happening on the scoreboard, just a lone field goal in that first half. For the call of the second half, maybe we can get a touchdown, fellas. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half.
Rodrigo Blankenship.
The final two quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And maybe time for this offense to really hit the reset button. They were shut out in the first half, but still, they're right in this game.
They certainly are. And what I like about it is that you actually continue to play. You know, you just find a way to make a few plays yourself, and you noted it. Right there on the border in this game, they're not that far off. Just got to find a play or two, and they could be very happy at that point.
Well, this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
The Titans first down.
Derrick Henry. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up second
and 11.
at the 33-yard line.
Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
A couple extra tight ends into formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. He'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he will have a Titans first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
And they'll go right back to Evans. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They'll set up a throw toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. Now they'll throw here. Out they go. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. And the return just out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately the Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
From the gun, it's Woods. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
And 6 yards to go.
Working from the gun, Wentz. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Here's Evans. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll go again here with Evans. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. They're down here in the third quarter trying to get something going. Going to the outside there didn't work out, though.
Yeah, and from the cheap seats and from where you and I are sitting, we did pay a pretty good price to get in here, right? You often wonder to yourself, why do you make that type of a call? That one went for no gain. But I think this offense thinks to itself, if we keep running these plays, eventually something may pop. It just didn't on that one. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He'll drop to throw. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Titans have taken the lead. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. The first play of the drive there is incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Shotgun now for Wentz. This one into the hands of Burton. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Good yardage after the catch as that play good for 30 and a first. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do. Trailing here as we begin the fourth quarter. Throwing on first is Wentz. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Harold Landry in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sack.
Accelerating, and off he goes. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Naeem Hines with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts are going to jump back in front. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
For Indianapolis.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Tennessee offense making their way out onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
They'll begin on the ground with Evans.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and set things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And it's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up near the 44. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now.
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down if they want to take another shot and try to loosen things up. That'd be the time to do it.
A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Jonathan Taylor with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead. Blankenship out for the point after.
Extra point.
It's good to make it 17-7. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown.
Titans 7.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
19-yard line.
So now the Titans down by 10. And time, a huge factor. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. 2 important parts to that play. 1, you get a first down, obviously, Charles. 2, managed to get out of bounds.
Love the way you dissected that, but he threw it in the middle of the field. So they picked up the first down, but he had to work his way to the sideline to stop the clock. What a great effort.
Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. He'll look to throw. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Oh, stays up. In the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
Third.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Back to throw here. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Brings up fourth down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. He's going to let it fly. It's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Getting in there to break that one up, Rock Ya-Sin.
So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old expression about slim and none? Well, Slim just left town on that
They're
one.
down to none?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
They will take the knee here, and they will finish this regular season with a victory. Charles, in this one, I think the storyline really, the fourth quarter, coming into it neck and neck, but they were able to separate, put their foot on the gas, and get the win.
And since you mentioned neck and neck, I'm going to stay with a little bit of a horse racing theme. It was that close, and then really went into the gallop and finished it strong.
One more horse racing theme. I am glad you posted today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So for the Colts, they do get the victory here in the season finale, but it was altogether a disappointing season as they wind up at 6-10. And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for Tennessee, they go out with a bit of a whimper as they wrap up a very trying 3-13 season. And this front office will have plenty of work to do in the draft and through free agency to turn this ship around.